Hey, welcome to this Linux channel, and I haven't posted videos in a little while, but I will be now getting back into it. This is a first test here, but I am getting this week a new computer, a new machine that will be dedicated to Linux distros. That means that various versions of Linux distros will be, of course, checked at. So, Linux Mint. A few months ago, I made a video of Linux Mint 17.1, and now we are at Linux Mint 17.2, which is a long-term support release, which means that the support to this version of Linux is until 2019. So it comes updated software and brings refinements and many new features to make a desktop experience more comfortable, as they say. It includes the overlay of Cinnamon 2.6. So it, of course, has a lot of interesting little bug fixes. A lot of people were complaining, apparently, of desktop freezes in this and 17.1. So this update to Cinnamon 2.6, sorry, really fixes a lot of these freezes. And it says in case or if you need to restart Cinnamon for any reason, you can now do so via keyboard shortcut. So all you have to do is press Control Alt Escape together. Pressing this combination of keys restarts Nemo and Cinnamon settings daemon in case they had crashed. So if you have crashes for some problems of what's happening, so there are core improvements here. Lots of things have been also added in responsiveness, load times, CPU usage. So it is, and it should feel better than the last version that we had, which was 17.1, of course adding improvements all the time. So this is one of the nice Linux distros out there. If you haven't gone into Linux or never started, you can of course go and check it out. It's free to download, by the way. Linux Mint, like all Linux versions, are free to download for sure. And all you have to do is use your web browser. And in your web browser, all you have to do is go into the linuxmint.com website, which is where you can download the latest version of Linux Mint. There are some new features like multi-monitor and multi-panel support. So now they've added that. So here's the page, which is linuxmint.com. Here is the Raphael version, which is Linux Mint 17.2. They are working on a beta version of 17.3 Rosa, as you see here. So that will be, of course, coming soon. You can also download beta version if you want. Applets are better than before, now running multiple instances of themselves, and some of them got smarter to accommodate multi-monitor, multi-panel setups. Up until version 2.6, Cinnamon Screensaver was no more than a screen locker. It locked the screen but didn't actually play in animations. This has changed and now gains support for X screensaver modules and HTML5 screensavers. So if you ever want to use these, they are there now available. So lots of little improvement. There are applet improvements, like new inhibit applet was introduced, which allows you to quickly turn notifications off or to disable power management. There are better settings, and I've seen this while going through the system settings. I've noticed that a lot of the settings and the panels are better or easier to understand and use. Even the buttons and the way that they are shown to us has changed here in this version. Overall, it's a little hard for me to say right now if it's fast or not because at this time this is running right now off a USB thumb drive, so I'm actually using a live thumb drive, a live version of this Linux on this computer. As soon as I get the new computer, which is in 2 days from now, I will have much more with the Linux stuff, and I'll be posting many videos of Linux every week, including videos on how to use it, how to install software, how to tweak the system using the terminal command lines and so on. So I think this is going to be a great place, and you'll see a lot of information about different Linux distros also, not just Linux Mint. So depending on what you like. Also added here are software sources. The software sources configuration tool. You can now open PPA archives and browse their packages. No longer need to switch to another tool to install. So they're adding more and more of these little features so that it's easier and easier to, of course, use the system, which is very nice. The update manager also has been updated to present the updates that you might want on your system in a much more meaningful way, which is very useful because there's a lot of problems with Linux, the way that certain versions, including Linux Mint, brings all of these updates to your system. So the update manager will be easier to understand, of course. That's for sure. So overall, it is a nice version of Linux. Once again, and a lot of people are fans of the Linux Mint system, and I can understand why. It's a very clean interface, much more interesting than some other distros. Not as, I would say, it's not as basically jam-packed like Ubuntu. Ubuntu isn't a bad distro, but it recently seems a little more jam-packed and kind of slower to work with. So lots of new things. There's a new language settings. So now you can get your distro in languages that weren't available before. Login screen also is different. And a lot of improvements, including better support for UEFI computers. That's been a major problem for a lot of Linux distros lately with the new UEFI laptops, Windows laptops that a lot of people want to use Linux with. It was kind of complicated. Supports for NVIDIA drivers upgraded to version 3331.113 to version 346.72. So it supports the most recent NVIDIA chips, which is very nice. That's also something that's always a little problematic in Linux distros usually. System improvements. You also have bash command completion was improved. Terminal is now able to better autocomplete the commands you type and the arguments. So it's getting some artificial intelligence here a little bit more. So new apt command introduced to list missing recommended packages for particular packages. Hardware improvements also for all sorts of backgrounds. So depending on what you want to do, and check out the different background info, the different images also in the background. There's a lot more now that you can use. Which is very nice, by the way. So there's some really nice stuff to put in your backgrounds for your Linux distro and make it really beautiful. Other improvements: the USB image writer and the USB stick formatter now recognize a wider variety of USB sticks. Also feature improvements in terms of partition, boot flags. Sticks are better described, and the tools are now use less CPU than they did before. LibreOffice upgraded, of course, in this version to version 4.4.3, and of course LibreOffice is the very nice office suite that's pretty much compatible with Microsoft Office at, maybe not 100%, but enough that you can often work documents and share them. So it's very, very nice. HP Lip, which is for HP printers. More HP printers are recognized thanks to this updated component here. So Linux Mint 17.2 features Cinnamon 2.6, MDM 2.0, Linux kernel 3.16, and Ubuntu package 14.04 package base. And so you will have security updates for this Linux Mint 17.2 until 2019. So it's a nice 4-year support to the operating system. And also until 2016, future versions of Linux Mint will use the same package base as Linux Mint 17.2, so making it trivial for people to upgrade. And so I think the future of Linux Mint is going to be interesting and nice to look at. So that was a few observations of the new Linux Mint 17.2 release. And look for much more videos that will appear on the channel in the coming weeks, thanks to a brand new PC dedicated for the sole purpose of using Linux. And of course, we'll be making lots of Linux videos. So thanks for watching. You can subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. You can give us thumbs up if you like the videos. Helps us on YouTube. And if you have any comments, questions, anything you want to know about a Linux distro, for example, any features of Linux Mint you'd like to know more about or you have some problems with, ask and we'll try to make these videos available to you. Thank you for watching.